Hi guys, so it's time for the October and November passive and side income update. I'm not going to waffle, I'm going to just dive straight in and try and not waffle too much in this video. So quick run through, as you know, you'll be able to compare to previous months and also see how that translates to Polish money. Just before we start, just a reminder, in case you either don't know or you've forgotten, not all of these amounts are amounts that I'm paid in the month that I'm showing them in. So for example, with some affiliates, I'm scoring them in the month that I earn them rather than the month that they pay out. Now, whether that's the right way of showing it, doing it, I don't know. It's just the way that I want to sort of track my own efforts, because it kind of shows me the amount of return I'm getting linear to the amount of effort I'm putting in. So for example, I know in this month I made more videos and therefore I've had more income from these affiliate sources, rather than incorrectly correlating it to a month where I get paid but I've done nothing and things like that. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, let's kick off. So dividends have been fairly poor, but I kind of expected that because I sold off the majority of my remaining investments other than eToro. So eToro, I recently did a portfolio update, so you can go and have a look at that. But obviously my investments have gone from about £25,000 invested to about £10,000 invested to now only £5,000 invested. So massive reduction. So not really surprising that the dividends are reducing alongside that, but still not too bad. So I've had £13.96 in October and £10.63 in November. So let's have a look what that's made out of. As you can see, in October, the main one, actually generally the main one now, tends to be realty income. So £6.61 for realty in both months, well, £6.63 in November. And then you can see all the small amounts that I won't go through. You can pause the video if you want to compare to previous months. But the other larger one was Drax in October. And then in November, again, realty, and then the other two sort of ones that were above £1 were Procter & Gamble and AbbVie. Now, going back to the totals, YouTube AdSense. So as you can see, YouTube AdSense has been pretty much dropping all year as I've made less and less videos. That was pretty much expected, nothing new here. I started putting a little bit more effort in again in October and November, so it has gone up a little bit. 75.85 in October and then 60.25 in November. So gone up from the August and September amounts, although August was always fairly low anyway, but September should have been a bit higher than that. Now, affiliates and sponsorships, sort of keeping fairly constant here. Obviously, we've got months where it goes up, like April and July, where I've had over £1,000, but fairly consistently, it's around the £500 mark. So I had £551 in October and £497 in November. Nothing from the Etsy shop, like I've said, that's been dead for a long time. Back in February was the last time I made anything from that. But actually I have a few ideas for things to put on there. So hopefully I will revive that back in 2024. Teaching English. Now, I've started ramping that up because I want to focus on that from next year. So I had £360.44 in October and £267.90 in November. Now in November, I went away for a conference and people were sick, so it went down a little bit. But as you can see, £360 was the most in a month for the whole year, pretty much, from teaching English. So it is working, the whole sort of focusing more on teaching English. I would like to get that to about the £500 mark from the new year. And I have a few ways in which I'm going to make that happen, so watch this space. Bank interest personal. Now, obviously it had been dwindling down because I emptied it, but I've obviously taken a loan to pay for the land that I've purchased next to me. And out of that, I have kept money aside for paying a couple more handymen, if you will, because I still haven't paid them. They still haven't told me how much I have to pay them. So, you know, it's not like I'm not paying them on purpose. But I wanted to set some money aside so I have money to pay them when they ask. And basically I've put that money in my high interest savings account. So I had £30.69 in October, paid some of the money out in November, so it was only £16.85 in November, but still pretty decent. Now, there won't be anything here until we meet again for December, but I haven't told you what this is yet. It's a new side hustle. This won't be one that everyone can do, but it seems like a really, really cool, lucrative side hustle. I want to do it for a while before I do a video talking about it, so that I have more to say of actually experiencing it and how it is, because I've only been doing it, well, a few days really. So it's not really something that I'm happy to talk about yet. So I didn't want to write what it is in here. Anyway, moving on. So in total, in October, I had £1,032, which is equal to approximately 5,180 zloty. Now, once again, as you can see here, this takes the most recent currency. So this isn't exact to what it actually is when I receive this money, because currency fluctuates. So this is only an approximation. November total was £852, so dropped again from that £1,000 mark I wanted to start hitting, but that's okay. It is still 4,280 zloty on average, so pretty decent amounts for side income. So all in all, fairly happy with that. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, thoughts down in the comments below. And if you want to try and guess what the new side hustle is, feel free. I will give a shout out to anyone who actually guesses it correctly, and I won't tell you in the comments to spoil it for everyone else. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.